this birth prep and pelvic floor relaxation series. In this series, I'm going to go through different movements to help you prepare for labor and birth. So there's lots and lots to take away from these videos. It's going to be 6 videos. There is no specific sequence to these movements. You can really just try them out and then stick with the ones that work best for you, the ones that you like. Maybe there are some that don't feel so great, so just leave them out. That's not a problem at all. But yes, it's a little bit of a collection of movements to help you prepare for the special time. So because there is no specific sequence, maybe you've already watched this intro. I put it at the beginning of all the videos just because I don't know where some of you are going to start. So if you've already listened to me, you already watched this intro, just skip ahead, skip to the movement part. You don't need to listen to me again. But if this is your first time, stick with me because I do have some helpful tips to give you so that you can get the most out of this series and also best prepare for that labor and birth. So a quick note on the equipment I'll be using throughout this series. I'm sometimes going to be using a yoga block or a small ball like this one, and these you can easily swap for a rolled up towel or maybe a pillow, so there's no need for you to buy these. We will also be using a Swiss ball or a stability ball. You can swap this one out for a chair or maybe sit on the couch on a softer surface. What I will say that it's not always exactly the same when we swap the stability ball out, for the simple fact that if we're moving on the ball moves with us and the chair and the couch won't. But again, it's not necessary for you to buy one. Just if you're going to invest in something, I would start here. I find that most pregnant women really love this, even just if you're working at home or relaxing, watching TV. Sometimes it's nice to just sit on it and move your pelvis around. So this is a great one to buy, but again, it's not necessary. And now just let me go over a few of the key points again to get the most out of this series. You'll want to start with these exercises around the 34th, 35th week in your pregnancy. And at this point, we really want to focus on releasing and relaxing and lengthening that pelvic floor muscle. So it's very different from what we do early in pregnancy or maybe in postpartum, where we say, lift the pelvic floor, engage the pelvic floor. We want to start to stay away from that, and we really just want to relax down there. So again, you want to start around the 34th, 35th week of pregnancy. Ideally, you would do a few of these exercises each day. I know it's not always possible, so just try to do as many as you can and as often as you can. Even a few exercises a day are great, so just pick the ones that you like. And again, we want to focus on lengthening, releasing, opening up the pelvis. This doesn't mean that we don't do any core work anymore. You can still work out, you can still do deep core workouts, but we will be focusing in those deep core workouts, we will be focusing more on engaging the transversus abdomen, whereas the pelvic floor, we want to keep it relaxed. So again, instead of saying wrap your core around and lift the pelvic floor, we don't want to lift. Just keep it relaxed. And the reason we do this is because a tense or even a hypertonic pelvic floor, which doesn't mean it's not strong, it doesn't mean weak, but it's just not tense, will make it harder for the baby to find its way through it. So the pelvic floor doesn't actually engage, it doesn't actually help us push the baby out, right? It actually has to more get out of the way to let the baby go through. So this is why we want to keep it as relaxed as possible going into these last weeks of pregnancy. And also another quick little note on weightlifting. If you're still maybe going to the gym and lifting weights, that's totally fine. You can keep doing that. But this is also a great time for you to maybe start thinking of reducing the weight you're lifting and modifying some of the exercises. And this is because when we do compound movements like maybe a squat or a deadlift, and we have some weight, we can lift some weight, which is great. But the pelvic floor cannot help but engage in those movements. So again, you can keep doing that. It's also great to keep working out. but try to maybe dial it back with the weight a little bit and focus on technique, and then do these relaxation movements on the side. So as a final note, in this series, we're really going to be focusing on releasing and relaxing that pelvic floor. We're going to be focusing on opening up the pelvis and the hips. This is going to create more space for baby to descend and then eventually come out. We're going to be doing this through different stretches, mobility, and lots of breathing work. So I know that sometimes you might be thinking, well, what exactly do I have to do? This feels weird, or I'm not doing it right. Just keep at it. This is a skill that has to be learned, and it takes practice. So just find the movements that work best for you and keep at it, keep at it. You still have quite a few weeks to prepare for birth, and I promise it will make a difference. All right, all that being said, let's get into today's movements. Alright, for today's movements, we're going to be using a pillow and then the stability ball. For the first exercise, we are just going to be sitting on the pillow. So just slide it between your legs. And then here you can find the position that best works for you. What we're looking for is the contact of the pelvic floor with the pillow. So we want to work with that tactile feedback. A lot of women find that useful in connecting with the pelvic floor rather than just doing the same movement without that contact. So again, maybe you want your feet a little bit closer in or a little bit further out. Just find the position that works for you. And we're going to be doing diaphragmatic breathing. Here, inhale, 360 degrees around the core. So also into your side and into your back. And inhale into the pelvic floor. So this is going to help release that tension in the pelvic floor. Into the pelvic floor, again, we're not pushing down, we're rather just breathing all around the baby and into the pelvic floor. So big breath in, and on the exhale, your core, you can hug it in a little bit, the navel comes up, but the pelvic floor stays relaxed. And again, inhale. Audible exhale, pelvic floor stays relaxed. Here we go again, we'll just do a few more reps. 360 degrees on the core. And keep that pelvic floor relaxed. Now, the thing I didn't mention, we want to always watch our posture. So we don't want to be rounding through our back and then gripping through the ribs. This is also going to cause our tailbone to tuck under, which makes it harder to relax the pelvic floor. So a nice open and relaxed posture, legs and shoulders stacked on top of each other, lengthened neck. Here we go, let's do a few more. Inhale. And one more. Okay, very good. We can set the pillow to the side. And we're going to sit on our stability ball. So also here you choose how wide you want to keep your hips. It's going to depend on how big and how low your belly is. But find a comfortable position, nice and relaxed posture. And here we're going to do the clock pelvic tilt. So imagine there's a clock around you with 12 being here and 6 being right behind your sacrum. And we're going to tilt from 12 to 6. So this is just a forward and backwards tilt. The movement may be always smaller and smaller because your belly is just in the way and you cannot lengthen going forward as much, but that's okay. We're just nice and relaxed, moving between 12 and 6. And now we're going to go around the clock. So now we're going to go to 1 and 7. Make sure you're taking nice deep breaths. We don't have to coordinate the movement with the breath in this one, but it's still important to have a relaxed breath going and also a deep inhale into the pelvic floor. Moving on 2 to 8. Three to 6. And what's next? 4 to... No, this wasn't 3 to 6. Then what did I say? 3 to 9. 3 to 9. And now we'll go 4 to 10. Yeah, that makes more sense. So again, for example, this one, the 4 to 9 feels quite tight for me when I move there. It is completely normal. You are gonna have sides of the hips or the pelvis that are tighter. Just go through it, take even deeper breaths, maybe stay here a little bit longer. 5 to 11. And we're back in 12 to 6. Okay, we're moving on to the next exercise. We're going to do split rock, again using the stability ball. So you want to get into a kneeling split stance, so 90 degrees, about 90 degrees at the front knee and the back knee. And then we're going to support ourselves on the ball. And from here, we push forward into a nice deep open lunge. So again, based on your flexibility, you're going to have to adjust a little bit. So we push forward and then come back. So we're just rocking back and forth. And now we're going to combine the breath with the movement. So big inhale. As we move forward, breathe into the pelvic floor and exhale, come back. And one more on this side. Very good. I'm going to switch sides. If you find that you have pain in the back knee from putting weight on it, just put the pillow underneath. So again, nice and open and wide stance, and inhale, move forward, exhale, come back. This is also a great stretch for our hip flexors. And one more. And exhale, come back. Again, you can do these exercises for much longer if you like. We're just, in this series, I just want to show you all the different options you have, and then it's up to you to choose the ones that you like best and for how long you want to do them. So for the last exercise today, we're going to be laying on our back. So make sure you come down onto the side. We're going to need the ball. So onto the side, supporting myself, then rolling onto the back. And here we're just going to be doing again diaphragmatic breathing from this position here with the legs elevated. You can also, if you don't feel comfortable, lay on your back. You can also take this pillow. Let's try to get the ball to stay out of the way. There. and place it underneath your pelvis so that you're a little bit in an elevated position. And then do the same thing from here. So, big inhale, all around the core, into your back, into your sides, and into the pelvic floor. And exhale, transverse abdomen is gonna come in, but we stay relaxed into the pelvic floor. Big inhale around your baby, and big exhale. Let's do a few more here. This one is also a great one to do maybe before sleeping to help you calm down a little bit. Let's do one more big inhale and long exhale. Pelvic floor stays relaxed. So come up onto your side, help yourself, push yourself up. So these were the first videos in the series. Again, I'm going to be coming with a lot more different options, using different equipment, lots more stretching, different mobility. So just check those out and see what works for you. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you in the next one.